is my 20s survival guide. A little chaotic, messy, and definitely delusional in all the right ways. I'm not claiming to have all the answers, but I do have iced coffee and way too many opinions. There's me. Part-time realist, full-time daydreamer, but still definitely figuring it out. Like, comment, and subscribe if you're figuring out life too, or just here for the vibes.
Hey guys, so welcome back. We're gonna be doing another baking video. Today I'm gonna be baking some brown butter toffee chocolate chip cookies. So yeah, currently I'm not feeling the best. This is the vibe. We get that because we're on a period. Don't pay attention to the stamp that's already on my jacket, but I just feel like baking some cookies. So I already got the recipe written in my recipe book, and I'm gonna go ahead and get all the ingredients out. I'm also gonna be making I'm gonna be making the toffee homemade, so we're gonna see how that goes. So for the cookie recipe itself, I need 2 sticks of butter. Nobody told me that, you know, when you decide to be a baker, that ingredients cost so damn much. Like, butter is so fucking expensive. But we're gonna have our 2 sticks of butter for our cookies. We need a stick of butter for our toffee. The unique thing about this recipe is that it uses bread flour, so I'm in my baking bag. I'm probably gonna make y'all some bread one day. We're gonna see. We're gonna see how in depth we get into our baking bag. So, got my ingredients out. Yeah, so maybe I should make my toffee first, because I feel like that's gonna be the most, like, that's gonna let us know if we're gonna be able to proceed. You know, if we can't get the toffee right, then we're just gonna scrap it and make a regular cookie. Probably not even brown butter, because I'm really, the more that I've been getting into my baking bag, the baking scientists have been saying that, you know, brown butter, or at least one of the baking scientists that I follow, Miss Kathleen, says that brown butter is really gimmicky and it doesn't really do anything to the cookie. But she also says vanilla doesn't do anything to the cookie, and unfortunately I need proof. So in the future, I'm gonna try a chocolate chip cookie recipe that does not include vanilla and compare it to another chocolate chip recipe. But currently, I'm trying to figure out, I guess now, I'm more so trying to find the perfect chocolate chip cookie recipe for me. I've made Meridian's cookie, Broma. I tried Broma's recipe. Honestly, the Broma critics out there, I know y'all say that the recipe, the instructions and all of that, but the recipe that when I made it, and I followed the recipe, and I also use gram measurements. I'm not even about to play no games with the flour. We're gonna use a weight, so let me get that out right now. We're gonna use a scale. I'm talking about weight scale. We're gonna use a scale. We're not playing any games. This is a science, not a game. But Broma, all the critics say that her recipe is not that good, but I personally like it. I think that it gave me really nice cookie. I feel like it gave a cookie that you would probably find at a bakery, and I didn't have any complaints. My cookies came out nice. I will say that when I made it, I didn't get that crispy edge action too much. I didn't get too much of it. Like, the cookie was nice, but the edges, like, they weren't crispy enough for me. So now I'm trying Handle the Heat's recipe, and I'm hoping that that's a nice in-between medium. And I think that at the end, I'm just ultimately, I want to make my own recipe, but first I'm just gonna try everybody else's recipe. So yeah, and I guess this one also can't really count in my chocolate chip hunt, because this one isn't just a typical chocolate chip cookie. I'm gonna find a good chocolate chip cookie, and then, you know, everything else is extra. Like, I need to have a base that I can compare every other cookie to. So for right now, my base is Broma. So let's see if Handle the Heat, and I wish I had a Broma cookie right now to pick up. I ate the last one last night, unfortunately. Not unfortunately for my stomach, because it was delicious, but in the future, I'm gonna start keeping some of my cookies, so that way I can compare them, because I do freeze them, so that way I can store them for longer. I prefer freezing the dough versus, like, making all the cookies, and, like, I don't like day-old cookies, basically. I love, nothing beats a fresh homemade cookie, and I aspire to be the house that you come over and do you want a snack, and it's homemade cookies that I've made, and I can just pop them in the oven, boom, homemade cookies. So I aspire to be the rich auntie like that. But I'm over here just yapping. So let's go ahead and start this toffee recipe. First, I'm gonna do the prep work out the way, because I don't want my toffee to burn. In the future, I'm gonna be more in my baking bag. When I get me an apron, y'all not gonna be able to tell me nothing, okay? So I'm just gonna get some parchment. hand out with parchment paper. We're gonna put this off to the side so it's time for us to knead it. Maybe put y'all a little lower so y'all can see what we're doing here. So we're about to chop up the butter. So I'm just gonna go like this. Okay. But we're gonna take it and dump it. And then we're gonna turn it on medium. We're gonna make sure we can kind of keep it in frame, just a little. But we're gonna go ahead and start melting this butter on medium heat. And then let me get the rest of the ingredients that we need. So one small problem is that I don't have enough brown sugar and I need enough brown sugar. So just check Google. Google says that we can use part brown, part white. So I'm gonna use half a cup of brown sugar and add half a cup of granulated sugar. Packed sugar. Ooh. I'm gonna do then a half cup of sugar here. Let's go ahead and turn that down. But we're gonna go ahead and get our 1 teaspoon of salt. Boom. So let me just go ahead and get a whisk. Obviously, don't take all these steps. But I'm gonna mix the sugars with the butters until they combine. And then we're just gonna let this start to cook. I did see something that was like, if you use European butter, there's a chance that the mixture will separate and you just need to add more water because it has a higher milk content or something. Don't quote me on that, but use American butter for this if I didn't tell you. At least that's what the lady told me, so I'm telling you. Use American butter. This is not the time for expensive Kerrygold right now. Okay. I just want this to be very authentic. I don't want to feel like I need to be on a schedule, or I don't even really want to make a schedule, because then I feel like I'm gonna be like in this constant thing of like, oh, I need to make some content. I need to do something so I can post a video by this date. I don't even want to put that pressure on myself. I just want this to be a space where I can create, and I can create, I can share my life, I can, all of that, document my journey. And I want this to be a space that if you can relate, then, you come here, If you want to see somebody that has their whole life put together, that will give you life advice about how to get from here to here, maybe this is not the space for you, but, if you are just a girl figuring out life and you want to watch another girl figuring out life, then this is the space for you. You don't have to be a girl either. You could be anybody. But I'm just over here. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just want to show y'all because it's changing and look a little different. You see that? I have a meat thermometer, and I feel like it's a little bit ghetto, but hey, how else am I supposed to know how much temperature it's supposed to be? 295 to 360. So let me check. Not quite there yet. It's not quite at the two something that it has to be, the 295 or the 350. But I also don't know if that's accurate because this is definitely not a candy thermometer. But I can definitely see that it started to change like a more golden amber color, or more golden caramel color. Please. Let's go ahead and take my homegirl over here. My line parchment paper. I'm gonna spread it so it can get kind of thin. So I want to have those nice thin shards of toffee. And of course it's very hot, so don't taste it. If you're like me, don't taste it. I'm just gonna let this harden for the next 20 minutes. It's not taking, it's not even warm. Okay. There goes the butter. We're just gonna let it brown for the rest of the way. Okay, so this is the camera angle that we gotta stick with because my phone is gonna die and there's no outlets over there. Sorry. I really don't have no instruction manual for burning, for don't burn it. That's definitely don't burn it. But when it comes to browning your butter, I usually put on, I don't know how to do it. First step, turn on the stove. Once you turn on the stove, my butter, the pan is already hot because hence we just made our coffee. But I'm just gonna go ahead and let the butter like melt down a little bit more. Once it's melted down, I'm gonna show y'all the steps. Baking has really just been being very peaceful. I feel like I'm becoming one of those old grandmas that's always just baking for no reason, and it's really been helping me limit my screen time as well, because I write down my recipes in my handy dandy recipe book, and then I just bake. So that way I don't need to pick up my phone, I don't need to scroll on TikTok, I don't need to do anything else but bake my cookies. We're gonna stir our butter. That's another thing, is that you let it boil, but you need to stir it. So I'm gonna stir it a little. This is how you know you've browned your butter. I don't know if y'all can see it, but them toasted milk solids, yep. I do like to brown my butter just a little bit deeper than this, but this, if your brown butter looks like this, where you can see those toasted milk solids, then that is perfect. You've perfected your brown butter. The only thing is that I personally opt for a more deeper flavor, so I'm gonna leave it on a little longer. You don't want to burn your brown butter. It's a very, 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 very thin line between brown butter and burnt butter, so keep that in mind. Okay, so the butter, don't burn yourself. Ooh. Those are those milk solids, those toasted milk solids. You definitely want those. I'm gonna go ahead and zero that out. But to make sure that this is zero. So please. My phone did die, but in the meantime, I did go ahead and mix the sugar together. It was 100 grams of granulated sugar, 200 grams of light brown sugar, although the recipe does suggest using dark brown sugar for richness. I use what I got. We got light brown sugar, so it says like this chill and cool to room temp, so that's what I've been doing. I'm gonna go ahead and break up my toffee really quickly. Oh, look at that. I got a big thing of coffee, but I think I'm just gonna crush it. I'm just gonna smash it with the back of this. Okay, that's chopped. So I'm just gonna set this off to the side. We got toffee. Let me try to get right. Now we have our handy dandy scale, and we're gonna just measure out our dry ingredients. How many? 190 grams of all-purpose flour. Okay. 190 grams of all-purpose flour, and then we're gonna need 127 grams of bread flour. And the reasoning is that bread flour has more protein, so this should opt for a chewier cookie. Baking soda is 1 teaspoon. Just 1 teaspoon. Half a teaspoon of baking powder. Boom. We got our kosher fine baking salt. You're gonna go on 1 teaspoon of that. 1 teaspoon of salt. Let's go with half a teaspoon. So this is espresso. 2 eggs and 1 egg yolk. So let's go ahead and crack them in. Spice Islands that I still have. 1 teaspoon of this vanilla. Gonna mix this mixture together. Combine. We're gonna slowly fold in our flour. And then I'm gonna go ahead and fold in my chocolate chips and my toffee pieces. So now we're just gonna mix in our inclusions. Now you have nice chocolate toffee chip cookies. Like, who do y'all know? Who do y'all know? Y'all, I'm sick of this.
Stay the fuck away from me!
Y'all, we always gotta try the cookie dough as well. So let me get a little taste test piece. I did that. Things that I did that. Just want to show y'all a nice little close up. I probably could have did the full teaspoon of coffee, because I did do half a teaspoon, and I will say, like, the coffee, I can't really taste it. It isn't coming through, but to be honest, I didn't really want coffee cookies, so that's why I really have no complaints. I didn't want it to be too overpowering, so if you want more coffee flavor, you could definitely do the full teaspoon instead of half a teaspoon. But yeah. But I'm gonna go ahead and cover them now. And then put them in the fridge. And we're gonna let these rest. These have to rest. The baker, she recommends letting these rest for a full 24 hours, no more than 72, but a full 24 hours. We're gonna put these in the fridge and I'll catch you then.
24 hours later.
Preheat your ovens to 350. Okay, so now that your oven is preheated to 350, you want to go ahead and put these bad boys in. I used a 2 tablespoon cookie scoop, and I didn't like how the cookies, how small they were, so I want to make jumbo cookies, so I just put 2 of the 2, basically 4 tablespoons of cookie dough. So we're just going to go ahead and bake them, because I want them to bake up really big and really nice. Don't mind my oven, but we're gonna go ahead and slide them babies in. We're gonna let these little babies cook for 10 to 14 minutes. I'll cut you back.
I see you at work. Oh, nigga, don't hate me because I'm beautiful, nigga. Maybe you got rid of that old yee ass haircut you got, you get some bitches on your dick. Oh, better yet, maybe Tanisha will call your dog ass if she ever stop fucking with that brain surgeon, the lawyer she fucking with, nigga.